Hello and welcome to the Evil Pig month in review for what is the February. I did this last month too.
Oh, you actually recorded one last month? I don't know. I'm such a good employee.
Oh my god. We're joined today by Ian. Oh. Well, I don't understand how I can be this dense. I didn't even know the name of last month. It's January, February, March, April. Like, I know the months.
Wait, hold on. Who's Ian?
Oh. What, do you not want me to call you Ian?
No, I just... Who's Ian? Never mind, I'm joking. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, moving on.
Moving on. God damn it. Welcome to the monthly review for February 2021. I am Jonathan. I'm joined here by not Ian.
Yeah, not Ian. Not Ian.
Definitely not Ian. Right now, I believe not Ian is working on Terminal Velocity, or did he close out of it right now?
I mean, it's hard to talk and work at the same time.
I agree with not Ian. It is very difficult to talk and work at the same time.
So it's not closed out, it's minimized because it takes like half an hour to open up Unity sometimes.
That is true. I don't understand why it takes so long for Unity to just kind of, start up, but
it's got a lot of stuff, like
got a lot
stuff we're not using.
It's got a lot of libraries.
And features, like it has they've added, well, I don't know if it's in 2018, but like yeah, that's the version we're using. They've added a bunch of like video rendering stuff to the...
Didn't they add like an animation thing?
Yeah,
maybe?
so like they've started going down that path as well, like where they're trying to also advertise it as a video, like a 3D animation or 2D animation, I guess, software for people to learn all that with. Because right now, I think for 3D animation, you're stuck using, I don't know, Maya. I think no, maybe I think that's modeling.
Yeah, that's modeling. I don't know. Is Maya.
I didn't do animation in college.
I personally use Blender and 3ds Max, depending on if I'm doing organic or architecture.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hey.
Because 3ds Max is not very good for organic things. You can try.
Yeah, exactly what he said. I totally was not replying to a text message.
Oh, okay.
Because someone called me. Yeah.
Completely understandable. Completely understandable. Yeah. I understand you wholeheartedly with that. But with Terminal Velocity, I had to go in and I had to going to Evil Pig production stuff. I had to go in and I had to edit some of the things for Terminal Velocity, primarily the prefab, so that it's all in a parent file. I don't know if that actually worked or not. Ian is going to be giving me the news today. He's going to be like a doctor giving me like if I came out negative or positive for a disease or something.
Yes.
And then we'll move on from there.
I mean, yeah. You probably have leukemia.
Oh, dang it. Oh, man. Not again.
Whoa. Hold on now.
I'm just gonna tell you what I did essentially, Ian. So, and you're gonna tell me whether or not you think it worked or not. Okay?
Okay.
Using your big programmer mind.
Oh, all right. Buddy, it's the size of a peanut.
Okay. So I took all of the blocks in each prefab and I linked them all to one singular block that was already in the prefab, and that block was in the position negative. Well, it was in the position -5 for X. Well, -5.5 for X and -5 for Y.
No.
No?
So, yeah, you don't... Okay. So the way in hierarchy, stuff like that works, and in Unity, the way that they handle stuff, and I'm going to explain this because, like, it's better for you to know now and than like me have to explain it later.
Of course.
So education time.
Fantastic.
So in Unity, if you have the parent, okay, if you have a parent of an object, so let's say I'm trying to like explain it also so that way like people listening can understand. If I have a cube, okay, and that cube is a parent to a sphere, okay, like they could be anywhere, okay, but if in the hierarchy I have designated the cube as the parent to the sphere. If I do anything to that sphere, such as turning it off, or deleting it, or removing it from the hierarchy, the child goes as well.
Yes.
And the reason you don't want to do that with our game is because if the player somehow manages to hit that cube, that block, all of it will go away.
It should be out of the player's reach.
It's probably better if we don't. I'm going to be honest with you. There are many games out there. Go watch GDQ. There are many things where like a developer has said that should be out of the player's reach. The player has broken the game with that. Ratchet and Clank as best example. In the first Ratchet and Clank, you can get down to the Blackwater City. If you remember this, right? Blackwater City's hoverboard contest.
Yes. Yeah.
That track is in the level at all times.
Yeah.
It's not running, but there is a way to get from the playable area as Ratchet down to that track and just farm bolts. So that way you can get a Rhino. I have done it. I have personally done this glitch.
Huh.
Right. And I am certain that there is, at Insomniac, while they were developing this game, someone went, that's out of the player's reach. It's fine.
But it's not the way that the game is intended to be played.
Yeah, no, it's not. And it's not the intended way for the way Ratchet and Clank's meant to be played, or Terminal Velocity, or any game.
Yeah.
Right. But it's a thing you should be wary of in case like someone figures it out, right?
Fair.
And so like we're releasing this game to the public, right? And like look at Valheim. I highly doubt a team of 5 people making a Viking Minecraft game were like, yeah, this is gonna blow up, like because there's so many other games like it.
Yeah.
I'm sure that like you should always kind of like have in the back of your mind, hey, what happens if my player does this, right? So you should set a precaution so your player doesn't like just destroy everything.
So our predicament that we're in right now is that we need to save on the memory leak by creating a parent file for all these blocks. However,
you want to make sure that the player cannot interact with that parent block.
Okay, that's actually easy. That's actually easy.
Yeah, it's actually easy. You were heading down the right way. You just you took a slight detour. You went back around. The way I would recommend doing it, and the way I was working on doing it, I hadn't yet. I don't know if you know, Texas was frozen last week.
Yeah, that was fun. Nothing happened to me apparently. For some reason, yeah, I was one of the lucky ones. I was very surprised about that. So
yeah, I mean, not a lot happened here, right? Like we lost power a couple times, but like we are some of the very fortunate ones. Anyway, what I was working on was having an empty game object, right, be the parent of all of the blocks, right?
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking that we would probably have to go to.
Yeah, and but so that way, like all the game has to worry about really, like the game will have to worry about all the blocks as well, but it's different memory wise. It's weird.
It's kind of like having a file that's open rather than having a compressed file.
Yeah, exactly. It'll save it. It'll help with like, because some of those blocks are like, or some of the like prefabs you have are big. Right?
Yes, they're very big.
So that's going to be a lot of blocks that are going to be on the screen at any given time, or off screen as well. And the engine has to worry about where those are and like how these are working and things like that, even if the camera's not picking them up.
Well, even with that, there is that deletion that we added in at the very top of the screen.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about like so like yeah, like even up at the top towards deletion, right? Or like the kill volume. There's going to be some space where there's going to be a lot of blocks. There's going to be space where blocks are coming up, and there's going to be space where blocks are on the screen at any time. And so
Gotcha.
you have to like even if the camera is not rendering those blocks, the engine is calculating those blocks. All the camera is just a viewport for you.
Well, yeah,
right?
Yeah, of course.
Think like it's best to kind of think of it as that, I guess, in this scenario. It's also where things are rendered in.
I mean, the way that you can see it is what you see through your eyes. You can see the world in front of your eyes. There's still stuff happening like behind you in places you can't see. Everything's still moving.
Yeah, like this bird is just flying into my window. I'm joking. There's no bird flying into my window.
But what if there was? What kind of bird would you want?
Roadrunner.
You want a roadrunner? Do roadrunners fly?
No!
I was gonna say. So
actually, I don't think they do.
I don't know.
Feel like they do.
Let me see.
Oh no.
No, hold a second. This is important. This is very important. Roadrunners flying.
I think they can, but like they choose not to. I think they're like one of the few species.
Roadrunners, they can fly.
Yeah, okay.
They just run a lot.
Yeah, okay. No, I mean they're like in the San Antonio area. Like UTSA is the Roadrunners.
Mm-hmm.
Because of that.
I'm confused. Why did they choose to run?
I mean, why did dolphins evolve to be on land and then evolve to be back in the water?
Because water good and goopy.
I would not call it goopy.
If you're a dolphin, you might call it goopy.
I don't think they would call it goopy.
If you know what happens in the water, you'd call it goopy.
That makes it sound super heinous and illicit.
Illicit?
Illicit.
Okay.
Anyway, moving on.
I wanted to talk to you about this. So I don't know if you read over the new design document for terminal velocity.
I was gonna do that today.
Gotcha. Well. So let me just go a little. There is one section in there that I want to try and do because this is the way that I wanted Hellion to interact with the world originally, and I really want to try and go for it. I want Hellion to be sort of like a dynamic object where it would actually interact with whenever he hit a block, he could actually rotate and everything a little bit, like he's an actual ball.
You want him to spin?
Yeah, like not consistently, of course, just like he has physics.
Okay, well, hold on.
I know that'll be more difficult because of the way that we have it set up right now.
No. Pulling the curtain back a little bit to all of our listeners, all the people who listen. Mm-hmm. Hellion doesn't move.
It's true. Hellion does not move. The world moves around Hellion.
Yes. It's like the Futurama black energy thing where the ship doesn't move. The world, like space and time move around the ship.
You do know that's actually a very popular theory of how we were going to do faster than light travel.
Yeah. Like that happens a lot. There's a lot of that in Futurama.
Yeah. It's also in Prime Star. Fun fact.
Cool. I'm not working on that.
Yeah.
But so giving him physics would giving him actual physics. So like there's a little thing you can give him in Unity called rigid body. Mm-hmm. Rigid body means that he now has physics. I believe that there is definitely a rigid body 2D.
There is.
That would mean that all of a sudden he would just fall through the...
I know. I've tested it. I've seen it. I tested it in the very early stages, but I do want to give him those kind of
There's a way
physics.
to simulate it. And what I mean is like when he hits something, we can make it spin, make him spin, but like you're gonna have I'm gonna have to read it, or I'm gonna have to look at it and be like, that's gonna ruin everything, or I'm gonna be like, hey, okay, yeah, so we can do something very similar to that.
So one thing that I was thinking, hear me out with this, because I was thinking maybe you could do something like this. I doubt it a little bit, but maybe make an invisible object that Hellion would just rest upon, and it's what's a good way of how to describe it? Dang it! Oh, it's like an invisible object that's flat, that where Hellion is supposed to rest normally. And there are two invisible objects on either side to keep Hellion within that playing field. The obstacles also cause Hellion to interact with them and then collide with them. However, he consistently stays on the invisible object that he's resting on, and like the invisible object is his. He collides with it.
So the only problem with that is like what happens if he goes above the physical object.
Well, if he goes above that object from the obstacles, like lifting him up, you mean?
So like I'm trying to think of how to describe it. So let's say all of a sudden Hellion is now affected by physics. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think might also change how he interacts with the blocks. I don't know. I'll have to see. So what happens whenever Hellion goes up too high?
Well, he gets deleted.
Okay. So that's, we'll have to make sure he also gets deleted with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's gonna bounce, I believe.
That's fine.
When he hits the invisible object. That's gonna look really weird. Like he's gonna be floating through space and all of a sudden he's just gonna bounce.
It happens. Okay, we'll have to work on it a little bit, of course.
Yeah, I think there might be a way to kind of simulate it. I don't know. My issues might arise because of the way we have this set up.
Yeah.
So like I have the files open, I guess.
Duct tape and glue, Ian. That's all we need.
I don't believe in duct tape.
Oh, okay. Are you more of a Gorilla Glue kind of guy?
Hey man, if it works for gorillas.
Could you imagine if gorillas actually started using Gorilla Glue?
That would be terrifying.
What would they even do with it? I mean, they started to use stone tools now.
They've been using stone tools for a while.
Well, yeah, but like it's like more of them are starting to use stone tools.
Okay, so the blocks, the obstacles have rigid bodies on them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sweet lord, that's so many blocks. Oh, I already had an obstacle pattern in here. They have box collider. Why do they have two different box colliders?
If I remember correctly, there is one to signify whenever Hellion actually is supposed to.
They would be the same box collider. What?
There was a specific reason because one is a little bit wider than the other one.
What? Really? Is there a way for me to see it? I'm trying to remember. Edit collider. Okay, yeah, that one's pretty much the block. Edit collider. They are indeed the same.
All right, well, get rid of it then.
That's a lot.
You just have to get rid of the prefab.
I'm getting rid of the files to begin with to update it to what you have.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it a little bit more closely.
Okay.
One is definitely a little bit more bigger than the other by like, I don't know how many, by a unit, I guess. Some unit of measurement.
something.
Yeah, I mean, Unity doesn't exactly like have units of measurement, really.
To be fair, the units of measurement is apparently units.
Yeah.
That's literally what it's called.
So, which to my dinosaur brain is just a like blank. Yeah, this one says
Apparently,
used
one
by a
unit is one of those blocks that I made.
used
Well,
by effector. This one is just used by trigger. What? Collider will not function with an effector unless there's at least one enabled 2D effector on this game object.
there we go.
Why, why are we using an effector? Whether or not whether the collider is used by an attached effector or not, there's not an attached effector. What?
I mean, I was
Yeah.
just doing things.
I'll figure it out later. So the point was that they are using a rigid body, which won't change things too much. If at all. I'm just trying to like cover the bases, try to figure out what could go wrong, and try to prep for that. Prepare for the worst, hope for the best.
Of
Something
course.
like that.
Something.
Yeah, something. Freaking. Yeah, we can. I think more than likely, what we're going to have to do is to simulate physics while not actually using the Unity physics engine, because things can get really wacky in the Unity physics engine sometimes when you start messing with physics objects, interacting with physics objects. Like, look at actually, I don't know if Gang Beast is using Unity, but look at Gang Beast. It's kind of weird and wacky and funny, and I don't know if you really want that level of wackiness. I mean, you've seen Gang Beast, right? Like,
I have seen Game Beast.
It's pretty funny. It's great, but at the same time, maybe not what we want. Maybe, I don't know. You're the
Yeah, I don't know if we would want that. I mean, Terminal Velocity is definitely a wacky game.
I mean,
Especially,
you're an eyeball.
You are an eyeball, and your main goal in life is to go as fast as possible.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely a wacky game. But it's not like wacky in the theme of Gang Beasts.
Yeah, so we'll just have to see. I can add that, I guess, or we can work on that. Right now, the main goal is to hopefully make it to where we don't just blow up people's phones with terminal velocity.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be a good idea.
Although at that same in the same vein, if we were to start blowing up people's phones from them downloading it, we would at least make it on the news, and it would be very interesting.
Ah, you're one of those.
I don't want to make it on the news for that. I would rather make it on the news maybe for like, this app is blowing up, or has that ever happened? Has that ever happened where like some game app was just like so popular that it made it on a news network?
Flappy Birds.
Yeah, okay, then fair. Flappy Bird.
Yeah.
What was the whole thing about Flappy Bird that made it so that the guy had to even delete it?
Oh, people were just raging at it. It was like during a time where like people were recording themselves getting angry at games, and that became like a very popular form of entertainment. And so like people were like, this game made me break my phone, and it's like, no, it didn't make you. You're a child and can't control your emotions.
Yeah, okay,
but like people were watching that, and so like really and truly they were doing it to make money.
Yeah.
And the guy took it off of the App Store because he didn't want to feel responsible for breaking their phones, I think. I don't know. I could be wrong about that. That's my assumption. But he did eventually bring it back and then take it off again. I don't know. It's kind of like one of the Beatles stories where, maybe Paul McCartney is dead. Who knows?
Oh, isn't what was it? Everyday Chemistry, the Beatles album that's not supposed to exist.
I've never heard this album.
Well, yeah, Everyday Chemistry. It was some guy apparently said that he traveled to an alternate dimension where the Beatles never broke up, and there was a new album that was released called Everyday Chemistry, and he was able to bring it back with him to this dimension.
Huh. I now I'm interested.
It's released apparently on the internet. You can listen to it.
Everyday Chemistry, album by the Beatles. The Beatles never from the YouTube channel. The Beatles never broke up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is from like. Is this from? When was this released? This was released in 2009.
Mm-hmm. It was a while back.
This had to have been like they were working on the like album when they broke up. Because like bands do that, right? Especially like
yeah. They a lot of people do that. They work on something and then all of a sudden they decide that they don't want to anymore.
Well, no, I mean like so like I don't know when they like what the circumstances of them breaking up were. There's a bunch of rumors that it's like, hey, it's Yoko Ono, or hey, it's Gus George, or whatever. Or like where they were when they broke up, right, like or anything like that. But like they probably were in the middle of recording an album like Everyday Chemistry. Probably didn't have a name for it, or it was a working title. That happens too. And then you know, one thing led to another. They broke up, Fleetwood Mac style. And
Fleetwood Mac. Oh, I love Fleetwood Mac.
Too bad everyone in the band hated each other.
Yeah. But God, I love Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah. They got popular again, like because of that dude riding down. I think it was the California highway, like one of them, on a skateboard drinking ocean spray.
What?
You didn't see that?
No, I did not. I did not see this or hear about it.
Yeah, it was a TikTok. It was blasting. There you go again. Saying you want your freedom.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Like,
okay.
I was trying to remember the name of the song. I don't remember. I don't know if it's called "Say You Want Your Freedom." I forget. Anyway, yeah, he was like on a highway, and I think this was in California. His username was Dogface420 or something like that. But he was like on a highway, and he was just chilling and vibing, like riding down the highway on a skateboard. And he started singing it, and he took a giant swig. He had like an actual like big bottle, like a liter of Ocean Spray Cranberry in his hand, while he was and his phone in the other, recording himself doing it. And he was just riding down the highway, exiting, right on the side.
Oh my God!
And it blew up. People were like, "Yeah, that's some good vibes." This was like during 2020, so like of course everyone was like, "Yeah, man, like fuck this pandemic and everything going on right now.
Ride your skateboard in the highway."
Yeah. He even got like Ocean Spray even gave him a car because I mean like it was publicity. Like,
yeah, true.
But yeah.
But wait a second,
so,
they gave him a car though?
Yeah. So like in the video, like I guess I don't know. I don't like I saw another video of him riding down the highway again, but this time it was in a car, and he said, "Hey, thanks Ocean Spray for the car." And like I think he like even like showed the car and it had like a big Ocean Spray sticker on the side of it.
Of course.
I think like the whole thing was like he was like in like a lower finance poverty line, maybe, I don't know.
I gotcha.
And Ocean Spray gave him the car. I don't know the story. I'm not him.
It's always fun to hear things like that, like Oprah giving people cars. Like, do you know how much debt those people went into after they got the car because of, car insurance and maintenance and stuff like that for the car they didn't have money for?
Like it was not a super nice car. I will say that. Ocean's car. It was like it looked like a 2009 Toyota Camry.
Okay. Then.
Like
okay.
It did not. It at least like looked like one, right? Like it looked just like a basic car. Like nothing. It wasn't like a, I don't know, like Ferrari or something Oprah would be giving out, because Oprah gives out super extravagant things.
Yes, she did, and she destroyed people's lives with them.
Yeah, I mean taxes too.
Like, yeah,
that's capitalism.
Woo! Anyways, moving away from that. Why were you starting to sing the Entry of the Gladiators song?
Because clowns.
I always find it funny that people yes,
it's a theme for the circus. Yes, it's called Intro of the Gladiators. I'm aware of that because I was a band kid and a band nerd. But it's the theme that the circus would play, or at least and so it's heavily associated with clowns.
Well, yeah, of course, nowadays and everything. However, now I started to think about this. Would you go to a circus if they actually took the whole Entry of the Gladiators thing seriously and they put clowns out and they were to fight each other?
It depends on what year. When it was released, the song was released 1800s, maybe even before then.
No, I mean nowadays, if there was somebody traveling around and there was a circus and they had clowns that would just fight each other and you would pay to go and watch them fight each other, would you?
That sounds like hobo fighting, but with extra steps.
It's sort of like hobo fighting, only you're watching clowns, and it's funnier because they pull out pies and they fight each other with, shenanigans and things like that.
Okay. I mean, I guess, do I still have the connotation of, Enter the Gladiators with the circus and, the silliness of that?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Like I said, the clowns fight each other with jokes and things like pies and things like that.
See, I thought the question was if you went to go see a gladiator arena right now, right? Could you take it seriously if they were blasting that while Marcus Aureli from Gladiator fucking came out and was "Are you not entertained?"
No, I wasn't thinking about it. I was not thinking about bringing back the bloodlust and bloodshed of the normal arena. I was just thinking about bringing back clowns not bringing back clowns, just making clowns who would fight each other for your entertainment. Not to the death, more than likely. It would be maybe.
Hey, now don't take anything off the table.
It's true. What would you call it? I was gonna call it To the Pain. Just no, it's not Princess Bride. To the Giggle.
Huh. I can't get that image out of my head where there's just dead bodies everywhere. There's a man with a bare chest and barely any armor, just shouting in Roman, "Are you not entertained?"
Okay. Yeah, I'm glad that you had that stuck in your head now.
It's just what a terrible scene.
All right. Anyways, that's enough of that little tangent. So terminal velocity, we need to look at a lot of things. You still need to look at the design document because there are other things that I added in there.
Okay.
No, technically, I don't really. I guess the only thing that I really added was the physics thing to Hellion. The other stuff, I didn't really add anything. I just deleted stuff that didn't belong anymore.
Okay, fair. I am a fan of removing stuff that doesn't belong.
Yeah. I mean,
myself. Wait, this is a podcast.
Ian. Primus Star still going. Still waiting on artwork from Gil for that.
Okay.
I know that he should be done with the bar scene here pretty soon. Though after the bar scene, he was very. Well, I don't know what the correct word is for it. He had to draw a lot of people, of course, because it's a bar scene. So now he wants to draw the exact opposite of that, which is no people. So he's going to be moving on to space combat next. So that's going to be fun.
Okay. So he's going to start drawing, X-Wings.
Yeah, well, I guess
there's no X-wings, but yeah.
Yeah, just ships fighting each other, and then maybe some. Well, I did ask him to have some like big fleet ships, big capital ships, like teleporting into the area where the combat is. So I think that would look cool. But
You should really look at like I know Star Wars is not anything remotely close to what we're doing here, but you should look at like if he wants to do like a big epic battle scene, you should look at something like that. If he wants to do something more like Star Trek, you should look at like a scene from that where they're fighting. You use pop culture. That's what I'm saying.
oh yeah, of course, pop culture is a fantastic thing.
Yeah. Ginter Gluben Gaunter Guben.
Okay,
Pretty fly for a white guy.
Those are two different songs. The first one wasn't even close to. It's sort of close. But that was
Pretty fly for a white guy starts with it still.
Pretty. Wait a second. Pretty fly for a white guy starts with that.
Yeah.
What?
The Offspring song? Yeah, they use the same. I think it's the same exact clip.
The same exact clip from Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, the Intergruben Counter whatever.
Yeah, Intergruben Glauben.
And it goes ha 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 or something like that. I don't know.
That's
Offspring is a very, very interesting band.
I had no idea that they used the same sound clip.
I think it's the same sound clip. It's at least the same line. Because I heard it I heard the Led Zeppelin one recently because I was listening to Led Zeppelin while I was playing WoW. And I was like, why am I hearing Offspring while I'm listening to Led Zeppelin? And then it was Led Zeppelin. And I was like, oh, okay. And I just kept going.
Okay. Well, interesting. Now I'm gonna have to listen to the Offspring song to just hear them.
It's just Pretty Fly. Just listen to Pretty Fly for a white guy. Like,
yeah,
they have like 3 good hits. That's. Hi, welcome to Evil Pig Podcast, where Ian just trashes the Offspring for whatever fucking reason.
Well, I mean, that makes me think of LMFAO. I loved their 3 songs that came out.
Okay, no, they had more, and they had more like
they had more, but they're like the major songs.
Yeah, so like there's actually like a really sad story with that. They were family, right? Like it was an uncle and his nephew, right?
Yeah.
I'm not even going to pretend to know their names because it's like Red Lion and fucking Monkey Face. Wait, that sounded really wrong.
Just continue on with the story, Ian. Yeah. Let's move on from this.
Thank you. Anyway, so like one of them, it was Red Foo. Anyway, one of them, I think it was the uncle, started wanting to have like controlling interests of the group, right? It was just really and truly it was just the 2 of them, right? There was no band per se. And like there started to become issues and legal ramifications, and basically like they had to, the nephew, I believe, had to break up the group because the uncle started trying to basically over merchandise the group and like started doing things that the nephew didn't agree with, right?
Gotcha.
The uncle, like whoever it was either the uncle or the nephew, whichever one, wanted a lot of money, right? Was starting to like get money hungry, and the other one, right?
Yeah.
Went, hey, we're not about that. And they started having fights, and stuff went down, and so they had to break up the group. But like, the one that had to break it up, right? The one that wasn't money hungry or whatever, had to like be like, man, this sucks. Like, you know, like they were really looking forward to making like whatever at the time. What genre is LMFAO? Like party pop.
Party pop.
Party pop. Yeah, he was looking forward to making more party pop music.
Sure, let's call it party pop.
And I think he was working on a solo album or 2. I don't know. I could be wrong on that. But like but by the time it came out, time had moved on. They had basically become like 2-hit wonders, 1-hit wonders, whatever you want to call it. And so they went back into obscurity.
All I know is that they were sorry for Party Rockin'.
Yeah, like that was definitely supposed to be a follow up to Party Rock Anthem.
Yeah.
Like, but like they had more planned. It kind of sucks because now they're known for those two songs, Party Rock Anthem and Sorry for Party Rocking. And it's like, well, that's not what they wanted to be known for. They wanted to be known for more stuff.
Yeah.
But one of the two decided to just be like money, and the other one was like, hey, let's be not doing that.
Speaking of bands ending and everything, Daft Punk.
Oh yeah,
they
blowing out for the homies.
They actually.
I didn't think they were actually going to end. I thought,
but they're ending on good terms.
Yeah,
they're just like, okay, we're done. Like we did what we wanted to.
Yeah, it's kind of like oh god, what was the band? System of a Down. Like they're not ending on bad terms.
Yeah,
like System of a Down is basically done. Like they don't really record anymore. I've heard the drummer talk and be like, yeah, we're not recording. No one really wants to do anything with System of a Down, or like he wants to do stuff, but like no one else really wants to do stuff. And so like yeah, like that's a better story to hear. Like they're ending on good terms rather than
because it's just like they probably still hang out maybe every so often. And
well, I mean, like they have to be good friends to have lasted this long.
Yeah,
like, I don't know if I could. With the amount of stuff that they have gone through and dealt with as a group, I don't think I could deal with if I wasn't working with a friend.
Yeah, definitely.
So, and maybe working together this long has made them friends. Like who knows?
Quite possibly.
Yeah, but wow, yeah, no, it's gonna be weird to have a world without Daft Punk. Like,
I mean, they'll still be there. Their music is.
Yeah, I know, but like, there's not like a new Daft Punk album to look forward to, right? Like, I don't know when the last time they released a Daft Punk album was. I haven't listened to them in a while. But now I'm not gonna be like, oh wow, they released a new album. It's gonna be, oh yeah, they broke up. Like.
Or it's like, I remember this album back in my day.
Yeah, like I mean, like that's how it felt with like Tenacious D.
Oh my gosh, Tenacious D.
In college they released a new album. Like, well, I was in college, and I think
Rising of the Phoenix.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was great. It was hilarious. But like, for a while, everyone was like, "Man, Tenacious D broke up. That sucks." And then like just one sunny day, Rise of the Phoenix feels like it came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
and it was like, hey, I'm gonna listen to this like all the time, and I kind of did because I listen to like two types of music apparently. I don't know.
Tenacious D is just fantastic though. So I mean,
yeah, but like there's not gonna be like a new like Black Sabbath. Right, like that's like another example. There's not going to be a new Black Sabbath album like anytime soon.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Especially with the way Ozzy's health's going.
Yeah. So, anyways, Primus Star.
Yeah. Hey, man, metal goes in space.
It's true. Asteroids have metal. Planets have metal. What is a planet but a very large asteroid that has things on it?
Actually, I saw the other day that I think NASA says that there are some asteroids we could possibly actually just live on because they have an atmosphere.
What?
Yeah.
How do asteroids have an atmosphere?
They have I guess another lesson. In space, there's just air particles. Right?
Oh yeah.
And so like if object has enough gravity as it's floating through space, think of it as like a sponge going through like water.
Right? They can just pick up the particles and start to hold on to it.
Yeah.
Okay. Then.
And the air can't. It depends on like I say air, but like gas. It's really gases, right? Like it's things in like the gaseous state. And
stardust, as some people might put it.
Well, sure. I think that's a different thing, but anyway. yeah, like so. Like, I don't know if they know what type of gas it is, but there are a couple asteroids with like a gaseous atmosphere, right?
Mhm.
Um,
Okay then.
and so they're like, we could potentially live here, and I think they're gonna look into it. I don't know. I think it was in the Kepler belt,
Kepler.
which is the Kuiper belt, which is that's a huge asteroid belt. Like,
It is very huge. It is the oh. Oh, am I thinking about the Oort cloud? Actually, I might be thinking about the Oort cloud. Let me look this up real fast.
I have no idea.
I'm going back to my astronomy days back whenever I was in college. Oort cloud is the okay. Then yeah, they're the ones that are like outside of our solar system.
Okay, yeah,
It's the Oort cloud is the thing that surrounds us.
yeah. I think it's been a while since I looked at the was it Kepler belt.
Yeah, it's Kepler. It's
Um,
Keipler.
yeah. The last time I ever talked about this belt was like when I was a kid, and I kept calling
My
it Kepler.
bad. My bad. It's Kuiper. Kuiper.
Anyway, this belt goes like all the way around like Pluto. Like it goes from
Yeah, it's a region of the solar system beyond the orbit of Neptune. So
yeah,
it's
it
yeah.
starts like around there and it extends all the way out to like around Pluto.
Mhm.
But like it's only on one side. It doesn't like go around the sun. It like which is wild to think about when you're like a little kid to be like something doesn't go around the sun. Ah! Right?
Okay,
Um,
please never make that noise again.
but yeah, so that could be a thing, for Prime Star is, hey, we live on this asteroid. That was the thing in what was the guy who played Hercules? He was in like a space uh TV show, Andromeda, I think.
I have no
Kevin
idea.
Kevin Sorbo. I don't know.
I have no idea.
I probably just outed myself or something. Um, yeah, I'm gonna look this up. Hold on. Andromeda. Oh no. Yeah, there it is. TV show. Yeah, it was in 2000. It aired this guy, Kevin Sorbo, as the like lead star. Anyway, there was like a couple episodes. So like I watched this as a kid with my dad.
Okay.
Right? This aired on like I think what was the WB networks, Global Television Network, and Sci-Fi. Um you can watch it now on Tubi. Oh boy. Anyway, there was a couple episodes where like they were on an asteroid and there was a civilization on the asteroid and they were dealing with them, and like it was kind of like a not quite Star Trek where like, hey, we come in peace, we are here to help, right? It was more in the tone of like a mix between that and Firefly, where they're like there's some action and like there's some conflict created by like another faction not agreeing with what they're doing, basically.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it's pretty interesting. I'm now reading stuff
And
so like I mean, this isn't an Andromeda podcast.
okay. True, fair. Oh my god.
Wow, it ended. It went for straight 5 years. Wow.
How long has the Simpsons been going on? Because I believe Simpsons is now the longest. Yeah, it's been their longest running TV series.
It is not. Oh, buddy. There is a Japanese show that has been going on.
What? Okay, hold on a second. What is it called?
I don't remember.
Well, that's fantastic. Okay.
Hold on. I'm looking up TV show. The Simpsons is number 30. Oh. It has the largest number of Simpsons. The longest running scripted US primetime television series.
Mm-hmm.
Was the world's longest television show. Guiding Light.
Yeah, I see that. Guiding Light.
72 years?
72 years. 15 on the radio and 57 on TV. Staggering 18,262 episodes.
I mean, these are... Oh, there it is. Sazae-san. 51 years, still in production. Yeah. It's been going on longer than The Simpsons. Simpsons have only been going on for 32 years. Sazae-san's been going on for like 51 now, whenever this was published. As the World Turns, 54 years, no longer in production. Days of Our Lives, 55 years, still in production. General Hospital still going? Jesus. Coronation
That's
Street.
surprising.
I mean, I remember all the jokes about General Hospital. Coronation Street, 60 years, still in production. The Tonight Show. Okay, do they? Oh, I see. I see what they're saying. Okay, yeah, The Tonight Show, 66 years, still in production. And then Guiding Light. What is Guiding Light? And writers pass through the show, making the storyline not strictly continuous, however, or continuous. The show did eventually focus on 4 core families: Barr, Spalding, Lewis, and Cooper, and their schemes and plots in the town of Springfield. No relation to The Simpsons, of course. Huh. That's interesting. I thought it was the Sazae-san. Because it's I guess it's the longest running cartoon or animation show.
But now we know that it's apparently Guiding Light is the longest running TV show.
Well, is it still in production? Hold on. Yeah, no longer in production.
It's no longer in production. But it was the longest running.
Are you sure it's not Supernatural? That was for legal reasons. That was a joke. I know that.
All right. On that note, though, I think that we have come to the end of the podcast. Oh my god. Oh!
Hold on, Jag only had 10 seasons? What?
We're saying a what?
Jag, Justice, the lawyer show about Air Force and Navy people. Do you remember that? I figure your dad probably watched it.
No.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, it was like a bunch of lawyers, right? So like JAG is like a branch in 2 or 3 of the militaries. I think it's Navy and Air Force at least. I don't know if there's another one. But yeah, basically they're lawyers, right? They work for the military. They are in the military. They're military personnel, and they're lawyers, and they help defend. Like they help represent people and stuff like that. That's what JAG is, and it was a TV show based on that.
Okay.
My mom used to watch it. I'm surprised your dad didn't. Like, in all honesty, like, I feel like your dad probably at one point. You should ask him about JAG. Ask him about JAG before we end this.
I'm gonna just say this right now. My dad really didn't watch that too many shows like that.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah, no. Something tells me that maybe he didn't really want to watch military shows like that.
Well, I mean, it wasn't like I get what you're saying. But like at the same time, it wasn't like they're in combat.
Yeah.
Right? It was definitely more about like. But I get what you're saying. Like, who wants to? Like me as a game programmer, like today I'm working on game stuff. I'm not going to go and play more games usually, right? I generally watch TV instead.
That's what I find myself doing as well. Unless I'm streaming, then I do play games.
Yeah.
Or do art. Speaking of which, before we end the podcast, if anybody needs some commissions done, I'm open for business. Check this out right here. Boom! Da! Bada bing! There it is. There's the commission board. You can see it on screen now. Isn't that right, Ian?
Yes.
Bada bing! And I'll probably be releasing a video of me going over commissions and everything, talking about it on YouTube. So, yeah. What?
Do that thing. I said, do that thing you said.
I will do that thing. I will.
Yeah.
I even have the time marked. I know when I'm supposed to put it in. So don't you worry.
Hey,
Don't you
there
worry.
you go.
All right,
Thank you.
guys. Thank you so much for joining us for this podcast. It has been a month in review for February 2021. I remembered the month name. I almost forgot it again, but don't worry. I remembered it, and I was able to say it.
Something forgot Black History Month. Something.
That's right. It was Black History Month this month.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't really
The
get out
shortest-
much. I just stay inside most of the time. I don't really know what's going on.
Tisk.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh my god. All right. Well, I'll try and work on terminal velocity a little bit tonight, just trying to see what I can. Well, just keep in contact with me, I guess, Ian, throughout the day.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll figure out what we need to do, what can be done, things like that. I believe I'm gonna be streaming later on tonight, and I'm gonna be doing Dungeons 3, finishing that game, maybe doing something else afterwards, maybe some more Oblivion, because I really am enjoying playing Oblivion. But guys, thank you so much for watching, and we will be back here next month. I've been Jonathan Moore, the lead game designer.
I've been Ian, the lead programmer.
I thought you were not Ian.
Oh, that's right. I'm not Ian, the lead programmer.
not Ian, the not lead programmer.
Wait, this is too many layers.
That's too many layers?
Are we an ogre?
We could be.
Wait. Goodbye!
Goodbye, everybody.